Okay, Mills, here's your January 26th, 16 lesson. Like we said before we started recording, like to see that lower back flatter. What you just demonstrated, you got the flexibility to get it there. I just put the butt up a little higher and give you a better body angle. So the takeaway, the club is positioned perfectly. See, it overlays your hands, the blur, but it's right there. Now the butt of the club started at this blue line here, and it's now at this red line. So there's a little bit of going back instead of going straight back. There's a little bit of rotating it up here like this. And when you get the butt of the club up here, you lose a little bit of connection. Not causing a great trauma, but at some point you got to get the butt of the club back here, right here, to hit. And right now it's 3 inches out in the front. Okay, the good news here is that's perfectly on plane. Great shoulder tilt. Head's gone forward a bit from the crosshairs, but that's really a good spot there, Mills. This is a huge improvement. So here's the shaft. It's pointed exactly right. And you had to work hard to get there. If you just put that elbow a little bit under. Yeah.
You mean the old, just in the
No, never. But get and try to get that elbow almost perpendicular to the ground here. It's a little bit flying, so you have to work harder at it. If you get it under here supporting like the waiter's tray, way easier. But because it's kind of manipulated. I mean, it's in a good spot, but you're fighting this thing being flying out. See, that angle's like 45. The good guys, that angle is close to perpendicular.
He's flatter than I am now.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. Look, there it is there. But you had to work so hard at it. So just tuck that thing. Another way is just keep your elbows closer together. That brings it in like this.
I couldn't find the strap.
Yep. Probably in your marital aid.
Strap of sorts.
Okay, so this. Okay, so then we got. We got the
straight right leg.
The knee thing, yeah. So this little straight right leg and the left knee is darting out. You're going. What's that? Left foot kind of turn. That's okay, by the way. But this is the Andy Miller's swing move. That hole is just too big. There's no real hole gap in there. Part of that is because, as you point out, you got a stiff right leg there. So just keep a little bit of flex in there, and so you feel like you're winding up into this thing. So it's loading up, turning into this thing. So I mean, I feel pressure in my spikes wanting to turn like that. So like this. So these are all little small refinements, but they add to the inconsistency. So you're at the top, way better. And here's the magic is, when you come down, you're all in plane. See, the camera's a little lower than normal. So So it looks like you've overswung, but you really haven't. Here's the club head. It's laid off, which, you know, if you get at that spot every time, it's really going to be a help. And the good news, too, is the club head is trailing the hands. See, just like the pros, the first move down, see the club head moves away from the target line. It's like the butt of the club. It should go linearly down. It's really good nose. It's all in plane. It's looking good. Except this is why you're hitting left. See the blur? The blur is coming along this way. It's outside your hand. And the main reason is, see this elbow? It's so far back, it's got to get to your side. And so at the same point your body's rotating, turning, you're playing catch up.
So the elbow isn't here, it's here.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here, if there's a magic move, so you're up here, now you've got to figure out how to come in with the elbow leading your hand. That's the feel. And what happens is you come in with the elbow kind of flying, but look what happens to the shaft. Gets over here. So if you here, come in with the elbow leading, butt of the club at the ball, elbow leading the hand, you're all on plane. You won't believe the whip you can get. If you go here, the next move is here, and then from here, it's like just the hammer. There. You go here and here, you've got that elbow. It really doesn't get to your side, so you're kind of flipping to here. And you're such a good athlete and pretty strong through here, you can get max distance. But I'm telling you, with less effort, if you get it right to here and kind of lead with the elbow, the ball's going to jump off. So you don't, it just, that's the missing link. That's why it's flying out here. Your elbow's flying. See, you're almost at impact, and it's still behind here. Watch this guy. Damn, it's at his side, and his hands are.
I'm about
just. See, yours is out here. His is in here. You can see the shadow.
Yeah.
Okay. Then watch his next move when the club gets parallel to the ground. Look at that.
And he's keeping the elbow tight.
Yeah, and because it's actually semi-leading his hands, or even with his hands, yours isn't. Your hands are here, your elbow's here, as opposed to so your elbow's still floating here, man. It never gets in front of your body.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's here, and then you lose the rotational thing. Watch your butt come away from the back wall and watch your spine angle go. And it's all because of the elbows here, and you've got to cast it out that way. Let me.
It's like I've almost stood up to hit it.
Yes, exactly. Bingo. And you kind of have to. Let me finish recording this. Let me get to the other angle, and then we'll backtrack and show you what we're going to work on.
Now?
Yeah, still recording. So watch what you say. No profanity. Okay, so from this angle now, we kind of pointed out, it's a really good turn. I mean, that's one of the strengths is your turn. Look, your right shoulder disappears completely. That's a big league turn. This stiff arm, stiff leg thing almost. That's a setup for reverse weight shift, but you've kind of compensated because that's caved in so well. Does that make sense? You know, like a typical stiff right leg looks like this, but it's stiff, but you've done a nice job with this, so you're kind of behind the ball, and you got out of the weight shift thing, but the reverse weight shift. But so I like this thing at the top. You point out you can have better width and remove one moving part, but you know,
getting closer.
I wouldn't worry about this ramrod straight arm now. I'd worry more about the knee flex and the arm, the elbow movement, and then when you come down, you know, way better than before. You're not really majorly flipping at it. There's a shaft there, so that's pretty good. But you can't really release that right side because your hip's in the way. You know, it hasn't rotated around. So